Hello and welcome to another edition of Overcoming Illness. I am Paula Denoncourt, your host, founder and CEO of Enrich Your Health. I'm a holistic health coach. I've been doing my business since about 2010. I help my clients stop living a life of pain and suffering by changing their diet and lifestyle. And I do that with simple recipes. You can find some of those recipes on my website, enrichyourhealth.com. That's ENRICHURHALTH.com for those of you listening. I'm looking for more guests and sponsors for the show. So if you want to be a guest, somebody that's overcome an illness, going through an illness, we need your story. If you haven't seen my show, I decided to do this show for people that are going through different illnesses. It could be heart disease. We did last month was all about breast cancer. So please go through and watch some of the replays. Go over to Elevation TV Network and like and subscribe on their YouTube channel. Give them some love. And then also give me some love on my YouTube channel, Enrich Your Health. So I don't want to take much longer with this introduction. So without further ado, tonight is a special night. I am doing an anthology with these special people tonight. And it is called Activate Your Faith, Generational Turnaround. And it is based on 5 loaves, 2 fishes. Now, unfortunately, we don't have everybody here tonight. We have a separate interview with Dr. Gatson, and you will see that separately. And we have another person who'll be joining us shortly. And so those people can't be with us tonight. But without further ado, I want to introduce my guest and get this party started. I'm so excited about this. So let's start with Pastor Kevin. Pastor Kevin, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from. You don't have to tell us a lot of details, but just tell us about your disability and how, just a little bit how it affected you, like how old you were, and a little bit of your story. Just a brief synopsis.
Okay. My name is Kevin Thorne. I have an disability of speaking a little bit slower than I might like to speak.
Because I had a stroke.
Because what?
Because yeah.
Oh, because I had a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have the ability to talk, and I still have the ability to reason. So that's the reason why they asked me to speak.
Well, we're excited to have you in the book with all of us. I'm excited to have you. Your wife, I met a few years ago, along with Miss Judy. We kind of all grouped together, if you will, in business, and we've kind of all been following each other and helping each other in so many different ways. And I knew about your story slightly a few years ago. So just to see you now and how far you've come and what I've heard about a while back is just amazing to me. I think you've come a really long way, and I'm really excited to see and read your entire story and hear more. So I hope our viewers are going to be excited to read about your story as well. So with that, I would also like to introduce Miss Jolene Fields. Jolene, welcome. Welcome to Overcoming Illness. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your illness.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jolene Monique Fields, and I am almost 60. I've got to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of that. I look normal, but I am visually challenged. I have what they call low vision, or I'm legally blind. So I'm not able to see faces or a lot of detail and things like that. I do walk with a cane, a blind cane. And I have been a professional woman. I'm an author and a speaker, um, a contributing author to an international Amazon bestseller, as well as a health and wellness coach and consultant, and a mental health first responder. And finally, a virtual granny to children both locally and on TikTok. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm especially proud of that. But yeah, that's who I am and what I do.
All right. Well, at the end, we'll give everybody how they can follow you on TikTok because I want to know too. I don't follow you yet. So that's exciting. Wow. You're an amazing person there, Jillian. And I am
Thank
excited about your story. And I hope the viewers are as well, because you've got a lot. I mean, just from what I've learned on our short little Zoom calls, well, they're not short, but just our little Zoom calls for the book, I've learned so much about you already. So I'm so excited to read about your story and have our viewers read about it as well, because I
and
know it's, yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
I'm happy to be here and to be a part of the podcast this evening.
Amen to that. Well, we're happy you're here. So with that, we welcome Miss Tiffany Brown. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. Come on down. Welcome, Tiffany.
Hello, thank you. I'm so sorry for if you can hear all the background noise, but I have little puppies. My name is Tiffany Henderson Brown. I'm from upstate New York. I am happy to be doing this because I am a stroke survivor. A lot of people look at me and they don't realize it because of how young I am or how I've overcome my challenges. But I am probably one of the youngest people here in upstate New York that has had an experience of stroke and overcome the symptoms. So I do want to make sure I don't only speak to the people who are still struggling with their disabilities, but the people who don't think it can happen to them. So I hope my portion of this book helps generations realize it can happen to anybody at any age.
Absolutely. I'm sure it will, Tiffany. And once again, I didn't know Tiffany before, but what I've learned about her and her journey, and it's not even all of it. I have to read the book. It's not even all of it. I am excited to read about her journey and what she's gone through, and I'm excited to see how much it'll help other people and our readers too. Tiffany, if you don't mind my asking, and you don't have to say it, I know it's not the nicest question to ask people, but this is just for educational purposes. How old were you when you had the stroke?
I was 34 years old, and there were no symptoms, there were no signs.
Wow.
As far as the signs of stroke, there were no signs of a stroke oncoming. I just had I don't say a gut feeling, I had a spiritual feeling that something was going on. And within 10 minutes, so for a stroke. So there'll be more
Wow.
inside the book that you guys can read. I don't want to let it all out now.
No, absolutely not. But I just wanted to know how old you were, just for the viewers, because you were saying you were young, and you don't hear of that usually that young. So welcome, and thank you for being on the show and in the book. I'm excited to be in the book with you.
Thank you.
And our star of the book and our star of the show, her name on here is Star Daniels, but it's Judy, Miss Judy James. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you. Judy and I met, a few years ago. She was a lot more timid than she is now, and I am so proud of her for everything she's done. So welcome. Please introduce yourself, Miss Judy.
Hello, everyone. Hello, all the guests. I am so, I'm so full right now to see almost 5 loaves and 2 fish. My God, and we all know that is one of Jesus' miracles when he fed over 5,000. And so that's when God gave me 5 loaves and 2 fish. And that's who we are. In this book, we have all gone through so much in a short time. And now here we are all together with purposely. We are purposely driven. I am now an international best-selling author, an international speaker. I am a disabling wellness coach.
I love that.
And my podcast is Generational Turnaround Podcast, where we believe that each generation has something to share that the other did not have any idea of what if they would just listen to the next generation, then they would understand that we are all one. We are all one with God. We are the apple of his eye. So I am so glad that he said to me to tell everyone to activate your faith. And that is where it all started. The title of our book, Activate Your Faith, Witness a Generational Turnaround.
Yes.
So thank you, Paula, for bringing us here. And we are ready to answer anything you have.
All right. All right. And with that, just, just to add a little bit more about me, if you've never watched my show, you don't know me from Adam, I suffered from multiple food allergies. So I almost died several times. So that's what I kind of write about in the book, a little bit about that. So, and I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag either. But I grew up in a small town in Massachusetts, and I now live in North Carolina. I'm single, not married, never been married, and I have one sister in the Boston area. So just thought I would add a little bit more about me. But yeah, I am so excited to be in this book and all that this book is going to do to help other people. So with that, I have some questions for everybody. I'll ask the questions, and whoever wants to answer it, we'll just go from there. So first question, what made you decide to join this anthology and be a part of 5 Loaves and the 2 Fish team? Who wants to answer that one first?
I will.
Okay.
I wanted to be a part of this with no hesitation once Dr. Judy brought the subject across, because she has been an inspiration to me. And she didn't mention this, but I believe she's a 2 or 3 time stroke survivor, if I'm not mistaken, and who has visual impairment. I was just so encouraged by the fact that here's someone who wasn't allowing their disabling challenges to shut them down. And so I jumped at the chance to tell my story when she offered us to talk about activating your faith as well as witnessing a generational turnaround.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for that, Jillian. I'll go second. I decided to be in the book. I just kind of asked her a couple of quick questions, and the next day I was like, I need to do it. I just knew there wasn't much hesitation. We talked about a couple of things, which we'll talk about later, in putting the book together. But it was kind of quick. I just said, no, I need to do this. I'm going to do this. I didn't think, a lot of times I'll think hard about it, no, the next day I asked her a question and I was like, yeah, no, I need to be doing this book. So I'm glad I didn't hesitate as well. Anybody else want to answer that question? Pastor Kevin, why did you want to be in the anthology?
Well, anytime I have a chance to talk or speak of the goodness of the Lord, I take it.
Amen to that. Yeah. Yep. And that's really what it's all about. God saved all of us in so many ways. And we are so grateful and so blessed. Blessed to be here and be alive and be able to write this story. So thank you for that, Pastor Kevin. Anybody else want to answer that question? Miss Tiffany, did you want to answer that?
I'll wait for the next question.
Okay. All right, next question. Can you share a specific moment or experience during the process of creating this anthology where you witnessed God's hand at work and felt a sense of a generational turnaround? And Miss Tiffany, you may go first.
I guess I should answer the last question. This has been, like Dr. Judy said, a journey, especially these last couple months. I lost my dad in September, so being the baby girl of 4 girls, and being all different generations, there is a way, I guess you would expect for me to act, to be the baby girl, struggling through a process of grief, but God helped me continue to write, continue to make my dad proud by pushing through and not giving up. And again, in my story, you'll hear about how there were moments where, yes, I did give up, but I heard my dad say, no, get up, keep going. So that for me was a big process that I had to go through during writing this portion of my part of the book. And I had to I had to be the baby girl, but the big sister. So again, I don't want to share too much, but during just that moment where God was speaking to me of how I have to be the younger person, to be the generation that helps the older generation turn around, is something to learn about, and also something to help others learn about.
Yeah, and I'll just say for me with the generational turnaround, I just look at how independent I've become. You know, back in the day, women didn't think about doing some of the things I've done. So, you know, I was the shyest girl in the class. You know, I'll just give you a little sneak peek, but you know, I was afraid of my own shadow. I was afraid to order food for myself, you know, like in a restaurant, I'd let somebody else do it. And, you know, just all the things that I've done, you know, I traveled across the country. I never thought I would do these things by myself. You know, I used to be afraid of my own shadow. So I would say for generational turnaround, when people read my story and see all the things I've overcome and all the things I've done, I think that's going to really, you know, make people younger than me say, wow, I could do that too. You know, it's not unheard of. So I just wanted to add that. Miss Judy, tell us about your generational turnaround.
Thank you, Paula. I got really, when it comes to generational turnaround, my heart goes to the young people over in TikTok. And this is where everything started for me with this book. Besides the Activate Your Faith, the witness, the generational turnaround is because I met these young people who were so full of life and love for God. And
Wow.
yeah, almost 4,000
Woo.
came to my life. And it was because a young man made fun of my life and how much I love God, and took me to the virtual world. And believe me, millions of people followed him, but 4,000
Hmm.
decided to be with me when I didn't even have 40, but they did not like what he did. And to show their union with me, they came to my life. And so that means 4,000 young people can say how good God is, that they know. And can you imagine if just they tell one person, then we got 8,000, and that one tells one. And so that's when God changed the title from not activate your faith, but he said witness, and I have witnessed
Hmm.
the generational turnaround. And as we are all overcomers, these young people are overcomers. Virtual Granny, you, Paula, Tiffany,
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Kevin. Oh
Yep.
my God. So that is what it is for me, Paula. And I'm sorry that I did not say that I've had a massive stroke, a subdural hematoma, 2 cranioptomies,
Hmm.
and woke up from a coma. That's what it has been for me. But you'll find out more when you read our
Yeah.
book.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for that, Miss Judy. All right, let's see. Question 4, how do you hope this anthology will inspire and encourage others who may be facing their own disabling conditions or challenges in life? Who wants to answer that one? Pastor Kevin, did you want to answer that one?
Sure.
Read it again for
Sure.
Paul.
Sure.
Okay.
Question again for him, please.
How do you hope this anthology will inspire and encourage others who may be facing their own disabling conditions or challenges in life? So how will it, I'll rephrase it. How will it inspire others that are going through something like you're going through, disabling condition?
No, we all go through things. But honestly,
Say it again.
I said we all go through things.
We all go through things,
We
yes.
all go through things.
Yep.
And I don't think I've I haven't my life hasn't really, because I live. I'm sorry, what's going on?
Don't get too close to the mic.
Well, I'm sorry, because I live a healthy lifestyle. I don't feel I have suffered a lot of problems with my health or any of that.
So you inspire others by living a healthy lifestyle?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
And I'll also speak for my father on his behalf.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the effect on family and the amount of faith that one has to muster to be able to push through a difficult time where their family member is not able to articulate themselves or even do things that they would normally do, it takes a tremendous amount of faith and a tremendous amount of patience with each other, with the one who is going through the difficulty. And the difficulty is the thing itself, that you have to understand that they are in a different plane than you are.
Mm.
To bring yourself to them. And that's something that's very, very difficult for someone who is outside of it to understand. That you have to literally understand that they are not where you are. They cannot see what you see. They do not feel what you feel. And you have to accept them for who they are and love them for who they are. And it's learning how to love a new person, in a sense.
Yeah.
So what I want people to walk away understanding or feeling is that your significant other, your mother, your father, whomever may be in a different plane, but you are capable of still reaching them, loving them, and carrying on a relationship that is not the one before, but something that can be more, something different. It's a new norm.
Yeah, I'm sure, Kevin, it's been a difficult journey for you. And seeing I would think the hardest part, and you can answer it if I'm wrong, but I would think the hardest part is watching their frustration too, trying to communicate with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing, but patience and your continued desire to work with each other and find a solution that both of you guys are comfortable with, that's what you got to work towards, and that's what you got to keep as the end goal.
Because I know, like, even my parents, I'm thankful they never had that bad of a debilitating illness. But I do remember in the end, my mom was a go-getter. Her house was clean and immaculate till the end, and she died at the age of 83 with congestive heart failure and COPD. She could barely breathe, could barely move, and her house was still immaculate. You could eat off the floors almost. And I just remember, like, she'd get so frustrated, because she couldn't do what she used to do. She couldn't, run around the house and do the things she used to do and run around, get in the car and just go and, like she used to. And I saw the frustration in her. So I can only imagine what it was like for your dad, for Pastor Kevin, the frustration of not being able to do what he used to do. Yeah.
That is true. And thank you for that observation. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. People don't realize unless you live it. Like I said, thankfully my mom didn't have a stroke, but she was changed. The older she got, the more. She wasn't really, really sick, but she had issues. She had a hard time breathing. She couldn't, when I was younger, we'd go shopping together and all that stuff. She couldn't do all those things anymore. She'd go to one store and she's like, I'm tired, I want to go home. It's just the way it was. It's just, she got older, couldn't breathe as much, and it was getting harder and harder. So I saw the frustration in her of not being able to do what she used to do. So, like I said, I can definitely see how that was probably hard for your family as well. So thank you for that, Kevin.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add to that. Thank you, Kevin,
Yeah.
for sharing that as well. Again, being young, thinking that, I can take on the world, I got the Superwoman cape on. It was very frustrating when my body didn't bounce right back. And it was also frustrating when my loved ones and my family and friends, they did not understand why I didn't just bounce back. Why can't you just, do it? And
Right.
So again, thank you for sharing that piece, because it does get frustrating, not only for the person that you're caring for, but the person who's being cared for, because I still don't always know how to communicate how I need help, because I want to do it myself.
Right,
I want to be able to, overcome this. I want help, but I don't want help.
right.
So again, thank you for sharing just that piece from the caregiver's aspect. That speaks volumes. And yes, so please don't give up on the ones that you're helping. And also remember that, we need some help, even though we don't always want to ask for it or accept it.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing. I help a lot in the Lyme disease community, autoimmune. A lot of those people are, they have all kinds of issues. And I just see how frustrated they get, because they can't do what they used to do, you know? And some of them try to do what they used to do, and they really basically hurt themselves doing it. They get wiped out, they get tired, they're in pain. I used to see that a lot. So it's not an easy thing. Yeah. Julianne, did you want to speak to that at all?
Well, being visually challenged, because I wasn't born blind. I'm not blind as of now, but I'm what they consider legally or partially blind. And I just started losing my vision, as 2019, 2020. And as of 2021 is when I was pronounced legally blind. And I'll give you an example. Today, yesterday, in my mind, I thought I could walk from Ross to Lighthouse for the Blind, which is less than a block from each other.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it before. However, what I didn't realize was that I had more vision the time that I had walked it the last time versus the vision that I have this time. And this
Wow.
time I just freaked myself out because I had to walk through the parking lot. I had to walk down the sidewalk to the where you press the button to go across.
Yep.
And the button that you press to go across at that particular corner does not make a noise. At the other corner, it beeps for you, like beep, 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 beep. And when the beeping starts to get faster, that you better be across the street because the cars are coming. But this one didn't. And it didn't give a indication that it was time for the cars to come. And I had to really depend on my hearing versus my sight. And for a minute there, that really got overwhelming. But once I gathered myself on the other side of the street and started walking, I couldn't see Whataburger, but I could smell the smell of French fries and onion rings. And then as I walked a little further, I could hear baskets being like slammed together. And I knew that meant Kroger was across the street and that I was only steps away from the business that I was trying to get to. But it was very frustrating because the last time I walked that path, I was able to see Kroger's, I was able to see Whataburger. I knew when I was and wasn't on the sidewalk, whereas this time I had to actually use my cane to feel the difference between the sidewalk and the street or the sidewalk and the grass. And that was kind of unnerving because there was construction. There were cones I kept running into. And I was like, oh my God, please don't let me fall in a hole.
Oh, no.
If I do fall in the hole, don't let it be a deep hole. And so sometimes those things can be unnerving because, I'm used to seeing I'm almost 60. For 55 years, I could see. And now for the last 7 years, the last 2 or 3 years, my vision has gotten worse. Now I can't even see faces here on the Zoom. but some things I'm learning that I have to just do by faith and not by sight.
And that brings me to, when you were trying to get on Zoom, I was thinking about that. Does Zoom have anything that caters for blind people?
I don't believe so.
Imagine that. All those people. It kind of makes me mad, I mean.
Well, I don't mean to interrupt, but this may be the podcast or the video to inspire Zoom to go ahead. Because of the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, they might go ahead and introduce something to not just help individuals, who are also visually impaired as well. And I just
Yeah,
want to say
they
to
need
Ms.
to do
Julianne,
something. That's
this
crazy.
story made me pull out tissue. Okay, I'm over here. You guys know I'll cry quick, but it's just like, wow. And no, just and something that we may take for granted of just the smell of, the restaurant, or
Right.
the ticking of, like, if you're driving, you're trying to, drive quickly across the street when you have someone that's listening out for the tick to know how quickly to get across the street. So it's just amazing how you said Dr. Judy gives you motivation to keep going. But just hearing just that brief example of what you just said about what happened yesterday gives me motivation to keep going.
Yes.
Wow.
I just have to tell you that, you see, when God told me it's time for those with disabling, and he told me to put a hyphen in between the dis and the abling. And the hyphen means apart. And that is what we are. Look, I'm going to have to tell you. God said, we are not disabled. We are well able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that is expected of us. And he said, resist your condition and speak to your position the words of victory and not defeat. And when your friends and family are few and far between, don't get mad. It's all part of his plan. He said, I am making a new you. Y'all, everything that Julianne, Tiffany, Pastor Kevin, you, Paula, this was, God has already planned all of this.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so glad that this is the moment that all the world sees that God is still granting miracles every day.
Yes.
I had to say.
Judy, speaking of that, tell us the story you told me. I can't remember the whole story, so you're gonna have to tell it about the wheelchair. You were getting out of that wheelchair. Remember that? The first story you told me when you got your first. Tell me that story. Tell us that story.
Okay, I hope you're talking about when God gave me this, if you can't find a reason to smile, borrow mine.
Yeah.
That was first pity party and the only pity party that I had for myself. And I woke up to, if you can't find a reason to smile, borrow mine. I told my daughter, I was in the wheelchair, go and put this on some t-shirts. And I had her take me to the park, and she set them all on the table. I said, now you can go. Mama, I'm not going to leave you out here by yourself. Oh, I'm not by myself, baby. First of all, God has insisted that I see, that I go out there and see that he's got a plan for me, and it's around these people. And I they started drawn to me like honey, bees to honey. And from that moment on, I was still in years, still in that wheelchair. But you know what? God had a plan, and He still has one. And as the years passed, I became stronger and stronger. The devil didn't like it.
Right.
He did not like
Right.
it. He did not like it because that activated the faith of the masses, and we are activating with
Yes.
everything that we do.
Yes.
It's an activation, a movement. So,
Yeah.
Paul, that's where it all started from me.
Yeah. I wanted you to share that story because it's just such, I remember like saying, wow, she's amazing. And then all they've done, like through the, like, I can't wait for everybody to read the book. It's just, you've done so much. You have done so much. But that brings me to another question that I wanted to ask Tiffany, because I know she wanted to answer this question. What challenges did you personally face while working on this project, and how did you overcome them with faith and determination? You gave us a little tidbit earlier, but go ahead.
Yes, I guess I would piggyback on, like I mentioned with losing my dad. Since you losing my dad, I haven't been working. So again, financial challenges, um, grief, going through grief, fighting depression.
Mhm.
Again, many things that I'm sure you can think of that comes with losing a loved one. And right after losing my dad, I lost my cousin, and then I lost my brother-in-law. Well, all within a matter of a month, I think it was. So, again, but as you can see, I'm here smiling. God is still good. So I am happy to be not just a living testimony, but a walking witness that if you
Yes.
don't give up, if you keep pressing, you will get through it. Every day is not easy. Every hour is not easy. Every minute is
Mhm.
not easy. But there were, like I said, several challenges that I'm sure you can imagine that you were faced going through grief and loss, um, financial struggle.
Mhm.
But God still has made a way. He still is continuing to make a way. So
Amen to that. And I wanted you to share that, not just for you, but for the viewers, the enemy will fight when there's something good that needs to come through. The enemy even fight, like it fought tonight for us to get on. It took us, a little while for us to get going. It fights when I have my guests on. I mean, the enemy will fight when something good needs to get through, and people need that, whatever it is, that story, your voice, your whatever it is, the enemy is going to fight. And I want the viewers to hear that, because you got to push through. You just got to push through. And I thank you, Tiffany, for pushing through. I know
you're
it's not.
welcome. And Paula, also, I think I mentioned to everyone in the group, whenever it's something that you're fighting this hard again, it has to be something that, there's a reason for it to be stopped.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, who cares? Oh, she's just going to, going to be mayor. Who cares? No big deal.
No.
Or, oh, who's going to be mayor? Let's, stop her. Let's, vote for her. What, so again, it's a reason why the enemy is trying to stop this from going.
Yeah, because it's God's got something big for it. Yeah. And the enemy wants to stop it. Absolutely. So we've got a few more minutes here. Jillian, did you want to speak to that?
Well, I just know that, as you said, whenever you're about to break through or loose chains, not only of yourself, but of other people, then the enemy fights you tooth and nail. And that was the first question I asked when I heard that Tiffany had lost her father. I was like, Lord, like what is it that is going on that she, had to suffer such a hard hit by being a part of this anthology. And I think, if truth be told, we've all had some hard hits as a part of this anthology. Just some have shared and some have not. I know I had some challenges in my family um, after becoming part of the anthology, and I believe Dr. Judy experienced some things as well.
Mhm.
But we just have to know that no matter what the enemy throws at us, that greater is he that is in us than he that's in the world. And I just have to keep, focus on that, you know, I can't allow the enemy to stop me or shut me down or even my vision, because my vision today is worse than it was last week.
Right.
And I'm like, hold on now, I'm taking my vitamins. I'm, not eating carbs because what I have is diabetic retinopathy.
Mm.
And depending on my sugar levels depends on how clear my vision is at times. But you know, I just have to know that for me, again, that I gotta walk by faith and not by sight, and know that um the same God that was with me when I was sighted is the same God that's with me now. And I just have to hold on to his
Yeah.
hands and trust that he's gonna bring me through whatever it is, no matter what the enemy is throwing at me or my family at the time.
Amen to that. And I know Pastor Kevin is getting tired, so I will let him hop off with his son. I thank you both for being on. I don't want to make you sit through
Thank
any
you,
more of
Pastor
your.
Kevin. And thank you, Kevin.
Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to read your story. And I just thank you both for being on. Judy, did you want to say anything to Pastor Kevin?
I just want to say thank you, Pastor Kevin. And did you want to say anything before you left, Pastor Kevin?
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Absolutely.
And would you sleep tight? And we will talk to you tomorrow, because I've got to find out how you felt about tonight in your interview.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you again for being on. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys so
Good
much.
night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
I just want to tell you, Paula, in a few minutes, I want to thank everybody who came tonight.
Mm-hmm.
My heart is full.
Yes,
No.
me too. So Judy, we've got a few more minutes. So what were some of the obstacles that you went through, challenges writing the anthology?
Well, number one, I was diagnosed with congested heart failure.
Jesus.
I had to have surgery to have this gizmo that's in my stomach that stops spasticity, or my body would spaz out. So they say. Okay, I'm saying, because God told me nothing but keep forging ahead, keep doing what I say. Don't worry about what it looks like, because there's nothing that's too hard for our God. So I'm doing everything that I can do that the doctors say. But I'm also believing, just like everything else he's brought me through, and he'll everybody out there listening to us tonight. We are not here by chance. We're
Mm-hmm.
here by choice, God's choice. And
Absolutely.
What we're telling you is not because we don't have anything else to do. We're telling because
Right.
we want you to keep going.
Yep.
No weapons that is formed against you shall prosper, and
Yep.
everything. Paula, that's it for me. I'm getting a little hoarse, and that does happen. But Julianne,
Yes,
I love you.
Aw.
thank you. God,
Tiffany, I love you. Paula, I love you. I'm so glad that God said 5 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And He did not let me do. I waited for Pastor Kevin and I waited for Dr. Gatson because
Yeah.
we had a 5, but the 2 was taking a
Yep.
little bit longer. But He said, just wait. And
Yep.
Paul, we are one.
Yep.
And I can't wait till everybody read our anthology.
Yeah.
Everybody who has a disabling condition will look at it different
Mm-hmm.
after
Yeah.
you read this book.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, so the book's coming out around Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So anything, I think we've pretty much touched upon it though. What's your vision for the book besides the book? Anything you want to share just yet?
Well, only thing that I want to share is that the cover
Mm-hmm.
is ready and everybody, look, this is the book, the international bestseller, and you gotta help us make it that way.
Yes.
Yes, look, this is just in time for Christmas presents,
Yep.
and everybody knows somebody who thought that they were
Right.
disabled. But after they read this book with these from the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, you're
Yep.
gonna say, if they can do it, so can we.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've helped a lot in the autoimmune community, and the holidays can be a nightmare for people that are have autoimmune issues, because they have whatever, they get a lot of pain, or like arthritic like pain from eating the wrong things, or they have OCD issues, whatever it might be. This giving them a book like this and just showing them that they can conquer things, and they don't have to let their illness take over, is that's going to be motivational and inspirational for somebody. They need that this time of year, because they're going to be getting depressed. They're going to be like, oh, I don't want to go over to so and so's house or the family's house. They're going to make fun of me, or they won't have the right kind of foods I can eat, or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Or I'm going to be in pain because I'm afraid not to eat what they give me, whatever. I used to be there. You want to eat, because you don't want to look like a jerk, like, oh, I can't eat that, and then so you hurt yourself. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. So we only have a couple minutes left, so I'm just going to go around and let everybody know if there's a certain way, if anybody wants to reach you individually, or if you have anything you want to share that besides this book, feel free, your website or anything. Or I know, Julianne, you're always on Clubhouse, whatever. So just share a little bit how people can reach you if they want to reach you individually. Jolene, you can go first.
Okay. Well, right now I'm taking a break from Clubhouse. I did have a room for about a year
Oh, wow.
called the Fields of Wellness, but because of my vision, I'm not able to get on Clubhouse anymore. But I do have a TikTok where I do videos for children. I guess you
Nice.
could say I'm a children's influencer. And that address on TikTok is the THE virtual granny, GRANNY. And I'm on TikTok. And I basically just do videos that teach children what I consider soft life skills. The 4 magic words, please, thank you, I apologize.
Mhm.
I can't think of the 4th one.
Okay.
Anyway, I
Yeah.
teach them the magic words. I teach them how to respect self, how to respect others, and how to respect their elders. Because a lot of children these days don't have boundaries, and they think they're adults or their friends. And I just,
Mm.
I also teach them how to talk to God and how to talk to their friends and bring the sunshine not only into their lives but into other people's lives by being nice and kind to one another.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Well, thank
So
you for that, and thank you for being on tonight. You look beautiful. I
thank
mean,
you.
you would never know you had any vision impairment the way you look tonight. You look absolutely gorgeous.
Oh,
This,
thank
yeah, absolutely. And thank you for being on the show. So, Tiffany, is there any way anybody can reach you if anybody wants to reach out to you individually, maybe have some questions for you?
Yes, you can reach me. I am on Instagram and I'm also on Facebook. You can look me up under Tiffany Henderson, Tiffany. Last name is Henderson, Henderson. You can always inbox me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm also on WhatsApp under Tiffany Brown. Thank you to my lovely husband. He gave me that last name. So that's why it's Tiffany Henderson Brown. But I do go by Tiffany Brown. So, but you can find me by either or on Instagram or on Facebook or on WhatsApp. And that's how you can reach me. And I'm also upstate New York, so I'm Eastern Standard Time because I know we do have some viewers that are different standard time. So
Yeah,
when you might be up, I might be asleep. So
right.
just remember, I'm Eastern Standard Time. That's all.
Okay. And Miss Judy, how can people reach you if they want to reach you individually?
Well, I have,
We've got a lot going on.
yes, I do. I have Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram. I'm Judy Ambrose James. I have a website. It's Disability Wellness Coach, where I am a wellness coach for the disabled
Mm.
who's well able. So, I can't stop right there. So I would love to, I have,
Oh, we're
oh,
losing. Oh, there you go.
yeah, okay, I have a 60-minute free consultation, and I would love to see if you and I are a fit. Okay, and also this group, and I'm announcing this first right here in front of them, you and all your fans out there, Paula. I believe that we are going to do webinars, master classes,
Oh,
and
wow.
we are available right now.
Absolutely.
Look, the makeup of this group right here. We have holistic coaches, we have wellness coaches, we have assistants, we have, am I saying that right, Tiffany? Please unmute for a minute. Tell them
Yes, so
what are you?
also assist with personal assistance with travel, hotel stays, and so on and so forth. So
Yes. You see, look, we are not disabled as you all can see, but we have a way of doing things that may not be your way. But you know what? You may find out that our way really can help you get to another level. So let us, the 5 loaves and 2 fish, miracles, signs, and wonders. Thank you, Paula.
And that's only a sneak peek. We've got some other ideas too, but we're not going to talk about it yet. All right. Well, we're going a little bit over, so we'll end the broadcast. I want to thank all you guys for being on tonight. This book's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. If anybody wants to be a guest on the show, you can reach out to me. You can text me 508-330-9665 if you're listening, or you can reach me on Instagram or Facebook Messenger. I can answer you that way. Looking for sponsors or guests for the show. So we will see you next Sunday, and I am so excited for the book. See you soon. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Good night.